First, letting your breath come into your practice. Just take a moment to breathe. All right, from here we'll let the breath deepen belly button to spine as you exhale, and inhaling deeply through the nose. Let your whole torso just fill with nice fresh oxygen, bringing lots of energy. And then exhale, belly button to spine. Just squeeze out anything that's left over from the week that you don't want anymore. All right, let's start by warming up a little bit. So we're still standing here, and we're going to go right foot forward, arms up, and right foot back, arms back. Up and back. Let that left foot do what it wants to do. Roll up, pick up off the floor. Getting the body moving. All right, and then come back, feet side by side, and we'll go on the left. Forward and back on the left. And a couple more. And then bring your feet back side by side. The feet are still a little wider than hip width distance. Knees and hips are soft here. Hands to the thighs. Exhale. And then inhale. Draw your arms up. Elbows back. Look up. And exhale forward. Inhale up. And exhale. So some nice deep breaths here. If you want, add your heels when you come up. And exhale down. Add the heels if you like. And exhale down. That challenges your balance already a little bit, so do that or don't. It's up to you. Oh, you know what else? You could do like one heel and down, and the other heel and down. I kind of like that. I like that better than both heels, because then I don't have to worry about being wobbly. One heel or both heels, just alternate. And when you feel nice and even, just come back forward. Okay, so everything is staying kind of soft here. And then we're coming back to standing. And we're going to lean down to the right and scoop energy up from the earth. Lean over to the left and scoop energy from the earth. Scoop. And scoop. Yeah, scoop. Oh, scoop. Just loosen up the side body here. Scoop. And one more each side. Scoop. And scoop. Great. Now we're going to go gentle twists. So you're going to take your left hand on your left thigh. It's just going to do what it wants. Right arm up and back. And then up and forward. Then left arm up and back, and up and forward. And just keep going. It's a great way to open up the shoulders as you move through your twist as well. And the next time you go, twisting open to the left and coming back to center, you should be even, and bring your hands to your thighs. Inhale and exhale. And we're just going to bounce that energy through. So let your arms shake, let your heels bounce a little bit. We just built up a bunch of energy. Yeah, just move around a little. Inhale and exhale. Great. Okay, let's come to the back of the mat and find mountain pose. Inhaling and exhaling at the back of the mat here. So now we're more engaged, right? We're not all soft and flowy. we are engaged. Mountain pose, inhale and exhale. Float the arms up, inhale. Now let your hips and knees go soft again as you float your hands down, swan dive, and float up. We're going to swan dive down again, and float up, and then swan dive down one more time, and take this to a ragdoll, opposite hand to opposite elbow. Nod your head yes and no, move around. And then come back to center. Let your hands touch the mat and walk forward into a plank. So your knees could be up or down, but you're nice and strong in your plank. Knees down or knees up. Inhale and exhale. And take your hips up and back. Find downward facing dog. And walk your hands back towards your feet. And then float the arms out and up. Palms touch. Hands come heart center. Draw the arms up. Swan dive. Exhale, hands to the mat. Walk forward. Find a plank here. Knees up or down. Inhale and exhale. Take it back to downward facing dog and walk this dog out. So just go ahead and bend one knee and then the other, walking the dog. Inhale and exhale. Take one heel down and hold. And take the other heel down and hold. Now take both heels up, bend your knees, send your hips up and back, and let your legs straighten again. And then walk your feet toward your hands. So now we're going up, up, feet to the hands. Take a half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. Shake things out a little bit. We're going to warm up the legs and strengthen them with some chair poses here. So the feet are hip-width distance apart. The hips go back and down. Tuck the pelvis under a little. Arms come shoulder height. Sit a little deeper and then bring your arms up by your ears. Chair here. Remember, in chair, your weight is behind you, so you should be able to wiggle your toes right now. Now, inhale, reach the arms up, 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 and swan dive down. Let your knees and hips bend, tuck back, come back into chair. Inhale, reach up. We're going to start moving from this chair. Float down. Take it back into chair. We're here. Exhale. Now inhale, and as you exhale, take your right arm back and your left arm forward. Try and keep your knees right where they are. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left arm back, right arm forward. Inhale the arms up, reach tall, and release, and shake it out. Okay, do you guys have a block and a strap? Each of you? You both do? Kari, you do too?
Do.
Block and a strap? Okay, can we get the block and strap right nearby here? Within reach. And as a matter of fact, take the block and put it right in between your thighs. I was just talking about the knees, right? Because when we go into chair, you can kind of tell my knees are in line with each other. But when I twist, sometimes my whole body wants to go with me. We're going to squeeze in on the block, keep the knees in alignment, and twist from the waist. Does that make sense? Okay? Because we'll be here, and we don't want to be here moving from the lower. So we want to squeeze in here. That's the purpose of the block. All right, so let's bend the knees, set the hips back, tuck under, come into chair, inhale. Sit a little deeper, inhale, and as you exhale, keep your knees forward, squeeze on the block, right arm back, left arm forward. Yep. and then bring it up, and then go to the other side. Knees stay forward, and up. All right, stand tall, and release. Could you feel that in your legs? Oh yeah, yeah. We felt the legs. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's try that one more time, just with that twist. Chair, squeeze on the block, inhale, and as you exhale, twist to the right, and come center, and twist to the left, and come center, stand tall, release the hands, and put the block off to the side. Okay, so shake it out. All right, so now your legs can do whatever you need them to do this weekend. We just really super strengthen them, right? Now we're gonna work on some balance. So come to the top. Remember, we are balancing here. So if you prefer to balance on a flatter surface, then you come to your flatter surface. I'm on a double mat here, so it's kind of squishy. It challenges my balance. I could also, if I preferred, be on a floor. Does that make sense? Okay, so for balance, we're going to put the feet hip-width distance apart. Keep them nice and big. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Find a spot that isn't moving. Just bring your hands to your hips for a second and slide your right leg back. We're coming into a high crescent lunge. Your right foot is behind with your right heel lifted, and then your left knee bends. Now squeeze your thighs like you were when you had that block in between. Squeeze your thighs toward each other. Can you feel it? Feel that energy? Raise the arms forward and up, and you are in a high crescent lunge. Both feet are down, but this is still a challenge for your balance. Step forward as you bring your arms down. Okay, did that all make sense? Okay, let's try it on the left. Left leg steps back, right knee bends. Of course, we want the knee over the ankle. Left heel is lifted. Squeeze your thighs like there's a block you're trying to hold. Arms forward and up. High crescent lunge. Your gaze is steady. Arms down, back foot comes forward. Nice and strong. Now we're really going to challenge the balance. You'll decide if this is what you want to do or if you just want to hold the crescent lunge. Right leg back, heel up, left knee bends, arms overhead. As you bring your arms down, start to bring your back leg in, knee up. And then just bring your foot down. Other side, left leg back. Left heel is lifted. We're in crescent lunge. We bring the back leg in, arms down, knee is lifted. And release. Ooh, balance challenge there, right? We're going to do it one more time on each side. Everybody okay with that? One more time? All right, here we go. Right leg back. Left knee bends. High crescent lunge. Pull it through. And back to standing. Left leg back. Right knee bends. High crescent lunge. Pull it through. And back to standing and release. Shake it out. Okay, take a couple of breaths here. We're going to see the high crescent lunge again when we move into sun salutations. Okay, so we just did high crescent lunge balance. Let's take the legs wide for a moment. Toes are pointing out. And bend the knees so that they're going down over the toes. Knees out over toes. Okay, we're going to come back to side body movement here. So take your hands behind your head. Okay. Let's just do this with the knees bent. Get the arms first. So the knees will stay bent here. You're going to tilt to the right with the elbows bent, come up, extend the arms, tilt to the right, and come up, tilt to the left, elbows bent, and come up, tilt to the left, long arms, and come up. Now straighten your legs. We're going to tilt as the legs bend. So tilt to the right and up, legs straighten. Arms extend, knees bend, and into the left. Elbow up, arms, and up. Okay, let's go back to the right. Elbows up, long arms, and up to the left. Elbows up, long arms, and up. You got it. Now one more each side. Elbows up, long arms, and up. Take it to the left. Elbows and up, long arms, and up. Just draw your arms up and bring them down, and then just heel toe your feet together side by side and step it out. Okay, so we're just opening up the hips here, opening up the inner thighs, letting the legs warm up even a little more. Okay, and confusing the mind. So we're keeping the mind engaged, right? That was not easy with all that various things, bending and straightening and all that stuff. So your mind stayed engaged. What we're going to do in our sun salutation tonight is we're going to take it all the way around, okay? So just follow. You guys know sun salutation. We did the high crescent lunge. We're going to see that. And you know warrior two, okay? The only thing that maybe you haven't seen in warrior two before is the archer. You take your back arm forward and sweep across, and here, that's the archer warrior two. It's all going to make sense in a second, I promise. Feet are hip width distance apart. Okay, we're going to inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Bring your hands to your thighs, hips back, take a half lift. Forward fold, and step back to plank. Your knees are up or down in plank, and you go into chaturanga. And then go ahead and take a nice little cobra here. Nothing too dramatic, just a cobra. Release, and find your way to downward facing dog. Down dog here. Inhale and exhale. Now from the down dog, you're going to lift your right leg, and you're going to step forward with your right foot, keep your left heel lifted, and find your crescent lunge. High crescent lunge. Inhale and exhale. Go ahead and bring your hands down. And now walk your hands around to the left until you wind up in a wide-legged forward fold. So you're only like a quarter of the way around your wide legs. And then just move around in this wide-legged forward fold. Bend one knee and then the other. Walk your hands around to the left until you have one hand on either side of your left foot. Right heel is lifted. You're facing the back of your mat. And come into plank. Knees up or down. Chaturanga. A little cobra lift here. Release. Find your downward facing dog. Now take your right leg up again. Step forward with the right. Spin your back heel down. And cartwheel your arms up to warrior two. Up to warrior two. Bring your left arm forward and archer warrior two open. Good. Now spin your back heel up and come into the high crescent lunge. Your front knee is still bent. Bring your hands down and walk your hands around to the left till you're back in a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale and exhale. And go ahead and walk your hands forward. You're in wide-legged downward facing dog. Walk your hands back in. Keep going around to the left until you wind up with one hand on either side of your left foot and step your right leg up. Half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. Did that make sense? We went around the world, right? We're not even supposed to travel, but we went completely around the world. We're going to do that on the left side. Ready? Okay. We're coming to the top of the mat. Float the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Take a half lift. Forward fold. Find your way back to plank. Knees up or down. Chaturanga down. We're coming into a little cobra lift. Look up. Release. And find your way to downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Now in this down dog, the left leg comes up. The left foot steps forward. Right heel stays lifted as you come into a high crescent lunge. Bring your hands down. Walk your hands around to the right. Quarter of the way, you're in a forward fold. Wide-legged forward fold. Yep. Inhale and exhale. And then walk your hands around more to the right till you wind up facing the back of your mat. Your left leg is back. And you come back into plank, chaturanga, cobra, come into down dog. We're in down dog now. Left leg comes up, left foot steps forward, right heel comes down, come into warrior two. Yeah. Bring your right hand to your left, archer, warrior two. You feel it? It's like pulling back on a bow and arrow, right? Spin your back heel up, arms overhead. We're back in high crescent lunge. Hands down. Walk your hands around to the right till you wind up back in your wide-legged forward fold. And in this wide-legged forward fold, just loosen everything up. You can take opposite hand to opposite elbow. Do a little ragdoll. Let your head hang. I'm just looking up so you can hear me, but you want your head to be hanging. And then plant your hands. Walk your hands around to the right till you have one hand on either side of your right foot. You're facing front of your mat. Step your back leg forward. Half lift. Forward fold. And float the arms out and up. Palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. Okay, everybody made it back to the front of the mat? Nobody got stuck over here in Asia or somewhere? All right, good. So that was around the world. I truly believe I made that up because I've never seen that before. I've seen people go halfway and back, but I figured out how to go all the way. There you go. All right, maybe I need a life. I don't know. All right, so we are going to work our way down for just a couple of minutes. So come to the top of your mat, feet hip-width distance apart. Float your arms up, inhale. The legs are nice and warm now, so let's do a straight leg swan dive. Take it down. Your hands are either touching the mat or your legs. Feel your hamstrings release. And then just go ahead and step back to downward facing dog. We're back in down dog. We're just gonna walk it out for a second. Bend one knee and then the other. Bring your knees down. Now let's do this today, okay? Since we're coming to table from here, we're gonna bend the knees and then try and get them to touch the mat at the exact same time. There we are. And then bring your hands under your shoulders, wrists under shoulders, so you're an actual table here. Tabletop here. All right. I know you've been wondering what happened to core. Well, you will wonder no more. Here we go. Right leg back, left arm by your ear. Inhale and exhale. Now crunch elbow and knee together under the body and release. Crunch again, and release. Left elbow, right knee, crunch, and release. One more crunch, and release. Left hand, right knee, come down. Left leg, right arm comes up. Crunch, elbow to knee, and release. Crunch, and release. We crunch, and release. One more crunch and release, and hand and knee come down. All right, that was a little bit. Now we're going to take this to a little fire hydrant here. So we're going to keep the right knee bent and just take it up to the side. Think fire hydrant. Exhale down. The knee is not touching down. Fire hydrant. And down. Fire hydrant and down. Fire hydrant and down. Now the knee comes down. We go to the left. Try and stay as centered as possible as you lift your left knee. Try not to lean over to the right. And down. Remember, the knee is not touching the mat. Fire hydrant and down. Fire hydrant and down, and fire hydrant, and down. Okay, we're going to a glute press now. Take your right leg back, bend at the knee, keep the knee in line with the hip, flex your right foot, and press up, like you're trying to make a footprint on the ceiling. Press up. Press and press. Glute press here. 3, 2, and 1. Knee down. Left leg back, left knee bends, knee is in line with the hip, foot is flexed, and press. Press, press, and press. Press, 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 and press. Knee down, arms forward, find a child's pose. Just release into a child's pose. All right, come on up from your child's pose, sit off to the side, and take your legs forward. We're going to find seated mountain pose, and then we're going to play with our boat pose. So inhale and exhale. All right, so we're going to use the hands behind us for a little extra stability right now. Bend both knees, the hands are behind. Lean back, find your core, raise your right knee and your left knee. So boat here, right? We're not really using the hands, they're just there for a little extra stability. And release both feet down, sit up for a second. All right, now we're going to lean back again, core engagement. The hands are here for some stability. Take the right leg straight. Bring the right foot down, take the left leg straight. And bring the left leg down. Now take your right leg straight and draw your left arm forward. We're still not leaning into that right hand. Bring everything down. Take the left leg straight, right arm forward. This hand is still pretty useless. And release. Take a little break. Is this making sense? We're just fooling around with different boat positions, just giving the core something to think about, right? I guess we should call tonight's practice confusion practice, because we started with a little bit of confusion with the arms. We're going confusion with the boat, confusion with the circles. Yeah, let's call it that tonight. All right, so we're leaning back, core is engaged. Lift your hands. Prove to yourself you don't need them. Just place them gently down on the mat. As you take your right leg straight, take your left arm forward. Bring it down. As you take your left leg straight, right arm forward, bring it down. Okay, we're going to go back to the right leg, left arm, and now we're going to add the right arm to it. And release, hands down, left leg, right arm, add the left arm, and release down, and take a break. Okay, are you starting to feel core? We did a bunch of core just now between table and the boat, yes? Would you agree? Anybody there? Okay. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so we're going to roll down and do some obliques. So roll down, hands by your side for a moment. Let your spine relax. And then take your arms overhead. Your knees are bent. Your feet are on the mat. Arms overhead. Your arms are shoulder width distance apart. Inhale, and as you exhale, roll your shoulders and head up, and then draw your arms over to the right. They stay shoulder width distance apart. And then come back and down. Roll up, arms to the left, shoulder width distance apart, and come down. This time we roll the arms up and over to the right and extend the left leg. Bring the left foot down, arms back overhead. Roll up, arms to the left, extend the right leg, and roll everything back down. Roll up, arms right, left leg up, and down. Roll up, arms left, right leg up, and down. We have one thing left and you're gonna love it. Our roll up, arms right, left leg up. Stay here. Now, take your left leg down and up, and down and up, down and up, and down and up, and then roll back. Bring your left foot down, arms overhead. Same thing on the right. Left, yeah, roll, whatever, roll up, arms left, right leg up, hold here, and right leg down, and up, and down, and up, down, and up, and down, and up. Oh, bring it down, arms overhead, extend your legs, extend your legs, extend your arms overhead. Reach up with your right arm, then your left, like you're trying to climb a rope. Right and left, reach, reach, reach. Extend both arms, both legs. Inhale, and then exhale, draw your knees in, and rock a little from side to side. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's roll over to the side and come back into a tabletop here. Tabletop, inhale and exhale. Fingers are spread wide. Everything is nice and balanced here. And we're going to keep the knees hip width distance apart, walk the arms forward, and set the hips back toward the heels. So yeah, it's a child's pose, but we have the knees hip width distance apart instead of spread wide like we frequently do. And the feet are apart as well. Now take your hands back by your feet. See if you could rest your forehead on the mat. If possible, rest your forehead on the mat. And then take your hands to your hips. So the back of your hips, like where your kidneys are, just place your hands on your back here. Inhale and exhale. Just giving the shoulders a little break here. Bring your hands back forward, reach way forward, come back up, and find downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale here. All right. And then we're just going to either take a couple of big steps or a bunch of tiny steps. Take the feet to the hands. Bring your hands to your thighs, hips back. Take a half lift. Forward fold. And float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. All right, so we did the high crescent lunge and we did warrior 2. So we're going to work on triangle a little bit now and pyramid. Now you guys have a block, right? Everybody has a block. So go ahead and take your block. We're going to work on the pyramid as being more of a hamstring stretch. Take your block and put it on the right-hand side of your mat. Take your feet wide. Okay? You're going to turn your right toes forward and your left toes in at an angle, just triangle prep. The block is maybe a few inches from your toes for now. Arms out. And we're going to reach forward and back a couple of times, warming up our triangle reach. And now reach, reach, reach. Let the right hand come down, left arm up. So you guys know the triangle, your shoulders are stacked. This hand is gentle. Inhale and exhale. Now take your left hand down and it's touching your right leg, but we're not pressing into that right leg. Check your knee. You want to make sure your knee is not hyperextended. So if you want to put a micro bend, that's fine too. And now take your hands to your block if they reach. Everybody okay here? Hands to the block. You can look for a nice stretch in the hamstring. Is anybody getting that? Nice stretch in the hamstring, hands on the block. Remember the block has sides. It could be flat. It could be a little higher too. Right? It could be on its second side. Or maybe this is your day for the block to be really high. Adjust and just see where you can go in this pyramid for that hamstring stretch. And then release your hands back to your leg. Float your left arm back up to triangle. Come on up. Bring your hands to your hips and turn your toes forward. Okay, how was that pyramid? Was that a good hamstring stretch? Everybody okay with that? Let's do it on the other side. Move your block. So remember, the block can be flat, it can be on its second side or its highest side. But leave it flat for now. You'll adjust it as you go along when you see what you need. Turn your left toes forward, right toes in at an angle. Arms out. We're going to reach and release. Reach and release. Getting nice length in the left side. Reach and release. Now reach and come into triangle. Shoulders are stacked. Inhale and exhale. Now turn towards your left leg. Bring your right hand down. Make sure your knee is not hyperextended. And you can bring your fingers to the block. Either touch the block or adjust the height of it. Wherever you're happiest, plus getting a hamstring stretch. Don't take it so high that you lose any activity in your hamstring. Just send your breath to whatever part of your leg you're feeling starting to release. Bring your hands to your left leg. Take the right arm up, triangle. And stand up. Hands to the hips, toes forward. Put your fingers in your hip creases, keeping your spine nice and long. Exhale, forward, forward, forward. Good. Now we're going to bring the hands down. If they don't touch the mat, grab that block and set your hands on the block. We want the hands flat down like this. I don't know if you can see my hands, but we want the hands flat down like this. Inhale and exhale. We're going to take the right hand, leave it on the mat, bring it kind of right under your navel, and then draw the left arm up. So we're twisting. Put the left hand where the right hand just was, and draw the right arm up, twisting open here. And bring both hands down and hold in your forward fold. Your hands are either on the block or on the mat, nice and flat here. Inhale and exhale. Draw your hands to your hips, come halfway up. Stay right here as we breathe. We've been in forward fold for several breaths. We're going to spend another breath right here. Take the arms out to the side, arms by your ears, and lift, lift, lift. Whew. Bring your hands down and heel toe your legs back together. Step them out, shake them out. Inhale and exhale. Everybody good? Are we okay? All right. So, since we can, because everybody has a strap and we can't always because I never know, we're going to have the strap nearby, we're going to have the block nearby, and we're going to do Souptahastapadangustasana, okay? That's where we take the leg up, side to side, okay? That will make sense. Come to the top of your mat, inhale and exhale. Float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Remember those hip creases? Fold forward from the hip creases. Straight leg forward fold. Your hamstrings should be still talking to you, saying, wow, thanks so much. We love this extra attention. Bring your hands to your thighs, hips back, look up, hands down, and we're going to step back to downward facing dog. So, sometimes you hear the expression, downward facing dog is a resting pose. So do whatever you need to do in this down dog right now to make it feel restful to you. Does that mean walking your feet a little closer or farther away? Does that mean engaging your core more so you're not collapsing into your wrists? Or does that just mean take a nice deep exhale through the mouth and soften up? What do you need to do to be resting in your downward facing dog instead of being very effortful here? And then bring your knees down, sit off to the side, take your legs forward with the knees bent, grab your strap, and roll down. Okay. We're just going to take a moment here, take a couple of breaths, let the spine be at peace. And then draw your right knee in, put the strap around the ball of your right foot and extend your right leg. Okay? Flex your right foot. So we're just holding here, but since we work so much on the hamstrings, as you exhale, so we're going to inhale, as you exhale, don't tug on your strap, but gently breathe your toes a little farther back. I'm not pulling on the strap, I'm just allowing my toes to come farther back because my hamstrings are more open from all the work that you just did. Inhale and exhale. Now take both ends of the strap in your right hand, take your left arm out by your side at shoulder height, and let your right leg open to the side. It's not going to go all the way to the floor, so just use your arm to support the leg. Bring your right leg back up to center. Take both ends of the strap in your left hand. Take your right arm out shoulder height. And then just let that right leg draw just past the navel. So you're getting a beautiful stretch in the outside of your right leg, your whole IT band. Now let that right foot come all the way over to the right, and we're in a twist. The shoulders are still in contact with the earth. Right foot is over to the left. And then you take your gaze past your right fingers. Take your right leg back up. Bring your left foot back to the mat with the knee bent. Take one end of the strap in each hand. Flex your right foot and gently encourage those toes to go back as the hamstring releases. Bend your right knee, release the strap, bring your right foot down. Everybody okay to move on to the left? Any questions there? Souptahastapadangustasana. After namaste, we're all going to say that together. All right, here we go. Left foot into the strap. Left leg goes straight, left foot is flexed. There's that hamstring. It's really getting a lot of attention tonight. Inhale, and as you exhale, maybe those toes want to go a little farther back. We're not tugging, we're just breathing. Take both ends of the strap in your left hand, right arm out to the side, and then let your left leg open to the left. Big inner thigh stretch here. Take your left leg back up through center. Both ends of the strap in your right hand, your left arm comes out to the side, and your left leg goes just past your navel. So you feel the outside of your left leg. Your hips are still on the mat. Now we're going to let the left leg come all the way over and take it to a twist. But your shoulders are still on, both shoulders are still on the mat. In a twist, your shoulders stay on the mat. Otherwise, it's not a twist. You're just laying on your side. Draw your left leg back up. Take one end of the strap in each hand. Flex your left foot. And then breathe your toes back. See what that hamstring wants to do now. Go ahead and bend your left knee, release the strap, put the strap off to the side. Both feet are on the mat, hip width distance apart, knees are bent, and just let your legs open and close, gently releasing for a moment. Inhale and exhale. All right. We're going to move into a little Viparita Karate, so get your block. Set it under your sacrum. We're on the lowest edge. Right now we're in a supported back bend. If this doesn't feel right to you, then skip the block. You do not have to use a block here. Okay, the block is under your sacrum, supported bridge here. Inhale and exhale. And we're going to take the knees in and the legs up. This is the full Viparita Karate, legs up the wall. And then point and flex your feet. Circle one direction and the other. And then just hold here. Try and get your breath all the way to the tips of your toes as you breathe. And go ahead and bend your knees, bring your feet down. Lift off your block and Gently place your spine back down on the mat. We're just going to let the spine be in neutral here. And gently open and close the fingers, wiggle them, and rotate the wrists. All right, it was very windy earlier, so we're going to do a little wind removing pose here. So go ahead and draw your right knee into your chest. Hold on to your right leg. If you can hold on to the shin, hold on to the shin. If not, hold on to your hamstring. Either way will work. And then just let your left leg extend any amount. It could be some people's leg goes really straight, other people's knees stay quite bent. Whatever is appropriate for you right now. The wind removing part of this is having the right knee in. So that's our real focus here. Inhale and exhale. Of course, the wind that this pose is referring to is not the outside wind, it's your body's wind. But we'll leave that subject for another day. We won't have that conversation right now. All right, bring your left knee in. Take your hands to your left leg. Bring your right foot down. Decide if you're holding on to your shin or your hamstring. And let your right leg lengthen. Again, it's up to you and your spine and your hips how straight that right leg is going to go. I'll just tell you, you might not all be able to see me right now, but my leg is never completely pressed against the mat. It just, my hips don't want to do that. So my knee has a little bend in it. Wind removing on the left. And now draw your right leg back in. Hold on here. You're holding on, shins or hamstrings, double wind removing. Release your legs, bring your feet back down to the mat, and gently let your legs kind of open and close a little bit. All right, we're going to draw that right leg back in for a moment, extend the left leg, and only hold on to the right knee with the right hand. Take your left arm out to the side. Let your right leg open to the right. There's that inner thigh stretch. And come back center. Open to the right. And come back center. One more. Open to the right. And come back center. And just hold here for a moment. Bring your left knee in, double knee squeeze, and rock a little from side to side to release your spine. Hold on to your left leg, bring your right foot down, extend that right leg. Hold on to your left knee with your left hand, right arm out to the side. Let your left knee open and bring it back to center. Left knee opens to the left and back to center. Left knee opens to the left and back to center. Double knee squeeze here, rock from side to side, and find a happy baby. Nice hip opener here. You can be holding on to the outsides of your feet, the insides of your feet, or even your hamstrings. Your feet are flexed. Your elbows are heading, those would be your knees. Your knees are heading towards your armpits, and you're in happy baby. Oh, it's a beautiful hip stretch. If you're not getting a hip stretch, possibly it's because your hips are rolled up like this. Bring your hips back close to the mat. Oh, okay. Go ahead and release your feet. Bring your feet down to the mat. Inhale and exhale. Hands by your side. Let's release the neck. So gently turn your head right and left, nice and slow. head back up to center. We're going to do 2 lion's breaths. Inhale, scrunch up the face, scrunch up. Exhale, eyes wide open, mouth open, tongue out. And release. Inhale, scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Exhale. And just release and relax. Scan your body from head to toe. See if anything needs to move around, and find a nice comfortable place where you can be tonight for final relaxation. Inhale and exhale. All right, one nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, release yourself onto the earth. And move into your final relaxation. So begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Allow your breath to deepen. Invite movement back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And on your next inhale, draw your arms long overhead. Take a nice long stretch. And exhaling, draw your knees in. Give yourself a hug. And then find your way over to a side. And then back to a nice, easy seat. Turning your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit. Thank and honor yourself for your practice. And we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste. All right, guys.